welcome to the show. We started this week's FailRace episode with Volvo Brick Fan on GTA 5 and the FailRace Police Department trying out their latest stopping techniques. Yes, launch a car, explode it on the getaway bit. I mean, it did set fire to the Prairie. I'm amazed this car didn't actually explode from that initial impact. Quite lucky. Goes to, well, nick a blister in an attempt to get away. Again, Prairie explodes, not too much. I mean, they have stopped Prairie, they don't really stop the getaway person, shall we say. Shooter Bud up next on a Watch Dogs 2 is driving around a pickup truck, goes for a little bit of a shortcut, as you know you'll often do in open world games. I don't really think very much of it. Slightly misjudges the first one bouncing off a tree, but we're all okay. Everything is still going fairly well. The next bounce on a tree, not so good. Nope. That tree, well, that's the Whomping Willow right there of Watch Dogs. It's had enough of the pickup truck shenanigans and has decided that, no, you will not you will not pass on this particular bit. It's going to spin around. Actually now being lifted up off of the ground. That truck's not going to be going anywhere particularly fast. It's quite well wedged in that tree. It does eventually get dropped back down, but still... Those trees are nasty. Skater Boy up next is on Mafia 3 with a rather beefy, kind of off-road orientated truck. And now they're driving around, running their own business, driving around relatively quick through the streets. And as they go over a bridge, they get on the brakes, the back end gets lifted up. They manage to skid their way over the top of an AI car. That is well positioned right there. The AI car pays no attention to any of it. You couldn't do that one if you tried, really. That is, yeah, rather well done. Mike up next on City's Skyline with the FailRace shipping department. Yes, there's a new department here. The game is a little bit laggy on this recording, but the boat is not in a good way. I know I'm not an expert on boats, but that's not how it's supposed to be. No. That's definitely not how it's supposed to be. And not only is it falling over, it also doesn't really care about being in the water. Now we're a land ship. That's not how that's supposed to work either, is it? Look, that's, physics? I'm not sure. The physics is definitely not here and not applying to said boat. It's just going to go across the road, and the train line is less rolled over now, though. It has stabilised briefly. Oh, we're going back to... I think the FailRace shipping department needs a little bit of work, perhaps. Tommy's Army up next on Gold Rush the game is moving around some equipment with a digger. Now, these sort of games, you know, potential glitchy physics, always possible. And as they go to, I don't know what this thing is, whatever it is, a bit of metal, they go to place down somewhere. Nope, we've had enough of this. We're just going to spit the digger out, spin it around. Not the biggest of rolls, it manages to knock over a container. Just ping the digger across the map, why not? Leather Cap up next on SnowRunner with a glitchy upside-down truck stuck. Now, initially things look like, oh, it's all... Oh, no, it's back to normal. It's back to normal SnowRunner nonsense. The truck's got launched. I mean, it's miles in the air. We've seen stuff freak around. This one here is almost like keeps getting teleported back up into the sky. Like it's teleported up and then pinged across the map again. We're going to continue doing this massive pinging. The camera doesn't really know what to do. It's actually now got a little bit lower, and we're going to smack into the ground, ping out of the ground, and that's the end of that truck. It comes back. It does actually amazingly land on its wheels after all of that. Oh, SnowRunner never ceases to amaze what we can do with terms of trucks and sending them to orbit. Tony Ski up next on V Rally 4 is doing one. I can't remember what the name of this game is. It's all like Gymkhana, autocross style time trial-y thing. So you've got lots of sort of closed barricades as you're driving around. However, the Mustang here has a little trick. Go for some added style points. Gets things a little bit wrong in this next corner. Runs too wide. Clips a tyre bundle. We're going to go for 2 flips and a lovely landing. I mean, that would get you many style points right there. The car's not really all that fussed about it. Luna up next on Dirt Rally 2 with a Lancia Fulvia, and it's night time. Carrying a little bit too much speed is always dangerous. Bounces off a sign. That's 1 roll. 2 rolls. Still carry on. 3 rolls and off the banking. Nicely landed. I mean, we've seen vehicles roll, land and carry on perfectly, but that number of rolls at that sort of speed and then to land pointing in the right direction, well done. Let's say well done. Quite a lot of luck involved as well in all of that one, but there we go, no real harm done for that one. Mark 1 Racing TV on next on Grid gets things wrong with the Viper. It's a little bit too much oversteer, bumps into the wall. Now, This is a case of a very, very unsafe rejoin, and the cloud of smoke is not quite paying attention and gets absolutely murdered by their teammate. Yes, you should definitely. This is why you should definitely check before you re-enter the track. So it goes for a spin against the wall, trying to get the car going again. I think it spins the wheels on the grass. Just didn't think to check where the vehicles are, and it's yeah, a very unsafe rejoin. It's a massive crash. The car spins around, actually flips the teammate car over. And that's an ouch. That's an ouch. That's why you should definitely check before you, you rejoin the circuit, and definitely not rejoin at a kind of 90-degree angle onto the racing line. Things can and do end quite badly. That's a very, very poorly Viper. Tis a sad sight. Tis a sad sight indeed. But there we go. And finally we have Eccentric Racer up next on Wreckfest with one of the most ridiculous finishes I've ever seen to a race. So this is at Hellride. It's a wacky circuit. It's a crazy circuit. Now you get speed on Hellride by running up the banking, but the more you run up the banking, when you leave this section, the more likely you are to roll over. Eccentric's trying to be brave to overtake the car ahead. Gets a little bit too brave. Clips the wall. They both roll over, though, skid along on their side, and that is the finish line. Lucky bugger. Managed to roll across the line on their side to take the position ahead of that hearse. Yeah, so lucky. It's a fantastic kind of last-ditch overtake effort, and I applaud the effort on that one. Could have gone so much worse, but there we go. That is going to be it for this video. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via our forums. There's a link in the description at the very top of the page, the FailRace clip submission section, and there you can find all the rules and how to submit them. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.